Hey, this is Plythe Freedman with Treasuresfp Peers, and this is our segment called What's Your Story? I have with me, I'm delighted to have my friend come all the way to have this exclusive interview. Her name is Kavvy Sonhos. She is an international superstar. She's taken her time out for us. She's an IFBB Pro athlete. She is a single mother of twin girls who are 6.5. She was Miss Universe. She's also been an entrepreneur, and we'll talk about that. She has been a cancer survivor and also has recovered from eating disorders. There's so much more I can say, and the list can go on, and we'll talk about that in the interview. Just wait and see. I am so delighted today to have an exclusive interview with my friend Kavvy Sonhos. And Kavvy Sonhos means poetic dreams, correct?
Yes,
Kavvy?
yes.
Okay.
Close to it. Kavvy is South India, and it means poet. And Sonhos is Portuguese, specifically Brazilian Portuguese for dreams. So poet of dreams.
Poet of dreams.
Yes.
She's had many businesses, which we will touch on in a few minutes. But what I want to know first of all, Kavvy, because you've flown all the way here to get here, traveling all over the world. You are the picture of health. You're disciplined. You eat right. You exercise every day, and you had second-stage breast cancer. I want to know more about that because I want to know how you found out, and when you found out, and what you did.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show, and it's a delight to be here and share some time together and talk about some serious issues that everyone can relate to, especially cancer. Seems like everybody is touched by it, whether you're a survivor, you're going through it, or you have a family member or a friend that has had to deal with this awful disease that's all over the world right now. And I truly believe we're all victims of this situation. Our food is polluted, our air is polluted, everything's about toxins and so forth. So no matter how clean you try to eat and how healthy you try to be, we're still victimized just by our environment and the foods that we're chosen to eat and so forth. So so even saying that, I eat a lot of fish because I don't believe in chicken and beef because there's a lot of hormones pumped into it, even organically and so forth. But the fish in the ocean, our oceans are so polluted, and the toxins that once you eat that, so we're all victims of this potential reality that we might be facing some kind of cancerous reality. Yeah, at some point.
I know that breast cancer typically is hereditary. Did you have it in the family?
No, my family is really healthy. I mean, this kind of came out of the blue. I was doing a photo shoot, and I'm very in touch with my body, obviously, as an athlete. And it's kind of interesting, but I was doing this bikini shoot, and I saw this kind of thing that wasn't supposed to be there. And I took notice of it, and I was a little, nervous. And then I did what most people do, is the procrastination thing of I don't want to deal with this, and I don't want to think anything bad, or I don't whatever. And so several months later, I just wasn't feeling right. Every time I took a shower and washed my hair, I would get clumps and clumps of hair, and I would say about half of my hair fell out.
Yikes.
And so for me,
that
this
was
was
all of my hair.
That was something extremely mind blowing for me, and a wake up call of this is not right. I mean, I take my vitamins and I'm doing everything that I've been doing for several years, and my body's telling me
something's wrong.
Let's go get checked out. Let's go get some medical help. So I did, and I went and I got tested, and my biggest fear came true. It was a shock, and then depression, and then anxiety of not understanding what's going to happen, and of course the victim roller, like, why me, and why this, and all those kind of thoughts and emotions
and
came
being
through.
a single mother of two, like what's going to happen with your children, you know, and that must have been a really scary moment. Now, how long ago was that you found out?
Oh, I found out several years ago, and I've been dealing with it for several years.
So when you found out, did you find out right away you had second stage? Or
no, I mean, there's a lot of tests and things like that. Yeah. Okay. The blessing of it was, because I have children, it was a huge wake-up call for me to get organized in my life. So the thing about life is we never know when our last moment may be. And so this was a blessing of a wake-up call of, let's get prepared for if I get a car wreck, or you know, who knows in the world that we live in right now, I mean, any moment can be our last. That I got organized and prepared for my kids to be okay if I'm not here.
Yes.
So, I mean, with everything that comes in life that we're given to us, there's always a blessing to it. And that was a huge wake-up call for me to be organized and get life insurance and get all my legal stuff, or if something happens, where my kids are going to go and what I want for them. I actually did some videos, so if I wasn't around, they would have some videos of things I want to tell them when they're a little bit older, you know, or maybe I don't want to tell them, you know, just getting prepared. And the same for my family, you know, and my friends, and you know, never taking a moment for granted. You know, it was the blessing that I got out of it.
Sure. Okay. So you found out a couple years ago. One of the other things that is important that I want to discuss too, just because I dealt with my own eating disorder, I had anorexia, and one of the things that actually helped me was getting into a great fitness program, eating clean, learning some of the techniques that you know as a personal trainer, and as a massage therapist and a nutritionist. Tell me, how old were you when you realized you needed to change this, and what did you do to get yourself sort of in recovery mode? Okay. Or is it ongoing?
It's ongoing. I mean, some people might get upset with this, but I mean, cancer is something that you can't really control. It's inconvenient. I'm very blessed that I'm here right now, and I've had a very easy recovery compared to some other people that have had to go through a lot of chemo and so forth. With an eating disorder, it's a self-prison. It's been ongoing since I was 16 years old. I started off at high fashion modeling, and I just didn't naturally have a very thin physique, and so it turned into kind of an obsession of getting thin so I can go work and do the runway that I want to do. So I was 21 when I did woke up in the hospital and realized, oh wow, there's a serious issue here. My body, I mean, my health, my life is at stake, and I thought it would just be that easy, just to, okay, we just eat and we'll be okay and everything will be, you know, back to normal or whatever. And no, it's a whole psychological game and a journey, really, of dealing with your inner demons, what you're scared of, dealing with social aspects of food and so forth. So I got into working out just because mainly I had to start eating again, and I wanted to burn the calories. And that's kind of how I got into it, you know, like, all right, I'll start this working out thing. I didn't know anything. I was never an athlete as a younger girl, or, you know. And I saw this poster, and a little bit when I was a little bit younger, and it was this beautiful fitness model that had, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, we didn't know about fit girls with muscles or athletics or anything. It was kind of taboo, and nobody talked about it. But I saw this poster and I was like, this woman looks gorgeous. I don't know what this booty and these legs are, but I'm like, this is hot. You know, I love this. And so her name was Monica Brandt, and she was my idol, and still is.
Ask you if she was.
Yeah. And so I turned it kind of like the obsession of being as thin as I can be to, I want to look like that, and I want to have a fitness body. Right. And so that's how I got into the entire thing.
Okay, so we've touched on two topics that are extremely important, but I'm also interested. You are an entrepreneur, and I love women entrepreneurs. I think we are the up and coming. We're going to help save the small business world. You've done many things. I want to touch on the one that's probably the most fun for me is the ties that you have.
Yes.
Tell us about the caviar ties.
Caviar, yeah.
And
With a K.
yes. All right. So tell us about how you got started with that.
Oh my goodness. So I was doing this show, this competition, and our suits, our bikinis that we have Swarovski crystals on it. And I mean, they're absolutely stunning. They cost a lot of money, but you know, they're really beautiful. And I didn't like how something went on the show, and I had a little hissy fit temper tantrum. I'm known to do that. I'm a little passionate. So I'm flicking off these crystals off my suit, just mad, which I don't recommend for anybody, but this was just my temper tantrum
And these
at the
suits
time.
are not cheap.
No, I mean this one in particular, I think was like $1,800.
Very
Okay.
expensive.
And ironically, my manager, his tie was on the ground, and a crystal like flew on the tie, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. And it was a lot of fun. So I took all my suits and used the crystals off the suit and started playing around with ties, and that's how I got, my first company, my first business, Caviar. So there are Swarovski crystals on ties, and it's a lot of fun. It's something to get men for like a special occasion, like Father's Day or birthday or Christmas. New Year's is popular, really popular in weddings, and you know.
And I know this for a fact, they're all hand glued on one by one. I've seen them in pictures, and they're just gorgeous. They're amazing, and not only that, she had celebrities wearing them, and some of them were actually for the benefits, like benefit for breast cancer.
I love to do it for beneficiary. I mean, I have a breast cancer ties. I have one that's black with the pink crystals, and I have a pink one with the pink crystals, and I have a white one with the pink crystals, and that kind of got in my head when it's September, I believe it's September, is breast cancer month. October, thank you.
That's okay.
I get my months mixed up because everything is the same.
Doesn't matter. We should always be aware of it all the time.
Yeah, but these pilots, because I fly a lot, so these pilots would be wearing pink ties, especially Delta, and I'm like, this is kind of cool. And they're like, well, you know, it's Appreciation Month, and I was like, oh my gosh, we should do this. I should do like, especially in October, like for the guys to wear my ties, and all the money goes to a fund for breast cancer, and it's just my little way of trying to help the world, I guess, and sparkle the world while we're trying to heal it and everything.
Good. Tell us where people can find you and follow you, and tell us.
So my name Kavvy, Kavvy. You can usually find me just with that, but Sonhos, Sonhos. My personal email is ifbbprokavvy@gmail.com. It's ifbbprokavvy@gmail.com. Is my personal professional email, and you can find me on all the social media. And I mean, there's a lot out there. So most of it is PG-13 or more. So excuse any of that. I'm warning you.
Just Google her name.
Right.
Pretty much all you have.
Yeah, just even Kavvy, Kavvy. But you know, my email is the best way to reach me, because a lot of times I don't answer the emails on the social media. There's just so many at times that I can't even sift through what's important or whatever. So, yeah.
Yes.
But yes. So, and then I'm sure you're gonna have a link also on this too.
Yes, we will add the link. And this is Treasures Report Pierce with What's Your Story segment, and we'll see you next time. Hey, this is Plythe with Treasures Report Pierce, What's Your Story? And we are at our cooking segment with Veronica, and it's called VWylde. In the kitchen, we are going to be making a dish that Veronica is having to come up with, and she's going to tell us more about why she's doing this and what she's doing. But all I know is there's chocolate involved, so I'm excited for that.
Who doesn't love chocolate?
So I noticed right away though you only have like a few ingredients, and I love that. So tell us a little bit more.
Well, nice and easy. You're also going to love that there's no gluten, there's no dairy, and there's no sugar in this recipe. So for those of you who are unable to have any gluten, dairy, or sugar, this is the perfect chocolate recipe, and the only way to really get chocolate into your system that isn't gluten or dairy or sugar in it.
And one of the things I like right away, besides that there's a few ingredients, it looks very simple, and I'm a very simple cook, and also it looks like it would be great if you have children. that they can do on their own in the kitchen. My kids used to love to do that.
Sure.
So, all right, let's get started. Let's see what you're gonna do.
Absolutely. Well, this recipe is super easy. Basically, we just need 1 cup of coconut oil. I always use an organic coconut oil. You can pick whichever brand you want. Clearly, we're not showing off any brands today, but we're going to put in 1 cup of coconut oil.
Okay.
Into a bowl, glass bowl, plastic bowl, anything microwave safe.
Okay.
And then we use a semi-sweet baker's bar, actually an unsweetened baker's bar, unsweetened baker's bar.
Okay.
And we will use a half of the bar, which would be 4 squares.
Okay.
I break those up and I put them right into the bowl with the oil. Easy as this is, it goes into the microwave for 1 minute.
Oh, I like that already.
So we will do that right now. Continue to talk as we do the 1 minute on here.
Okay.
So while that's cooking, with this you can add nuts of any kind. If you're not on a Candida diet, you can add raisins. I've made the chocolate and raisins before. It's fantastic. You can do cranberry. You can put pretty much anything you want. Cherries, any kind of dried fruit. Again, as long as you don't have Candida. The nuts, any kind of nuts, whatever you want to put in the chocolate. I think we're going to put a little bit of cayenne in it today because I keep hearing how delicious it is with pepper and chocolate.
Because we're getting wild.
We're going to get wild.
We're getting wild. Yeah, we're gonna get wild with cayenne.
Get wild with cayenne in your
That
chocolate.
should be, you know.
We're going to put almonds.
I would have never thought of that. Never, Giad. Yes, I would have never thought of that.
So now that we've got this coming up, we're going to go ahead and I'm not a measurer. You guys will find out. So I do measure like the sweeteners that I use. I'll use an Easy Sweets as long as we're not cooking in the oven. That's like a liquid sucralose, so you don't have to use that. You can use Splenda, not Splenda, stevia, whatever sweetener that you prefer. I'm not endorsing any specific sweetener today. But once this comes out of the microwave, you just continue to stir.
I smell it.
Whatever you do not taste this because it has no
little
sweetener
bitter.
of any kind, and it is disgusting. All
It's
the
bitter.
time. Yes, it's extremely bitter.
Put that
So
in
I'm gonna
there.
have you count out 50 drops of
50.
the Easy
Sorry.
Sweets of the sweetener.
This is why I don't cook at home. Okay.
The yellow
Okay.
cap of the yellow cap on that particular sweetener is a single, 1 single drop is like 1 teaspoon of sugar. The blue cap on the same sweetener would be double that. So you would cut the drops in half. So we got 50 drops in there.
So it's easier to have a liquid sweetener.
We're gonna have you
powder.
put a few shakes of salt in there. Yeah, powder wouldn't work.
Is that good?
Maybe a little bit more. There you go, perfect. We don't want to get too wild with the
I'm
salt,
gonna put that
but
in there.
everybody knows that salt in chocolate is fantastic. If you can have salt, if you can't have salt, then please obviously eliminate the salt. And now we're going to go ahead and add the almonds. That's approximately a half a cup per bag, so we're looking at a cup of almonds.
Okay. Okay. Looks good. And another one?
Yep.
Okay.
So all together that will be
So
one
you
cup.
had to put this in the bag, and I saw you like heating it, like you have to.
This particular one I didn't. I'm
Oh,
using
okay.
slivered almonds for
Okay.
this one.
Okay, that was another recipe.
Yeah.
Something else. Mine. Okay, and then what's this?
That's cayenne pepper, so we're going to
Okay.
give it a little bit of spice. So if you would give a
Don't put wasabi.
You definitely
I know,
don't want
right?
wasabi.
I never
That
thought
would
of
be
this. Or
disgusting.
jalapenos. Ooh.
I don't know, it might be good. You might want to try it.
Okay,
We just
so-
didn't recommend it.
Okay. So what are we doing with this?
Give a couple shakes of cayenne. I would say not more than a quarter. It's going to depend upon your taste for spice. Not more than a quarter to a half a teaspoon.
Is that
depending.
enough?
For me, I would do a little bit more salt. I like spice.
Okay, that looks like it's enough.
So you just make sure that you mix it up really, really good.
And don't forget the vanilla, right?
Vanilla doesn't do it.
Oh, vanilla. Okay.
So we
Very
slice a
good.
few things out of it. Yep.
So then what we do?
So
we have to
now-
bring this forward.
Yep. We have a pan that we're going to line with parchment paper because this is going to make sure the chocolate doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. I have made that mistake before,
Okay.
and when I pull it out of the freezer, it's a real pain to get the chocolate out. So you're going to put parchment paper down before you pour this in. And you just take the whole mix and pour it right into the pan. And
That
then
is so easy. I mean, you can make this every day.
Oh yeah. And it's very rich. You'll see when you taste it. So we just go ahead and spread the nuts around and make sure that's even in the pan.
Okay.
And then this recipe is so easy. It's going just right into your freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes. So once it's all spread out, you just put it in the freezer and wait. And you'll be eating it in no time, within
I'll
30
hold the
minutes.
door and put it in the freezer.
Perfect.
So, okay, here we go. We're gonna put it in the
In
freezer.
the freezer we go.
So when we come back, we will see what it looks like and what it tastes like. So thank you,
we're
my
excited.
friend VWylde.
Thank you.
Hey, we are back, and Veronica and I are going to try this fabulous chocolate snack dessert thing that she made, and I can't wait. So look at it. It's kind of solid now from being in the freezer, and we have to eat it quickly or it will melt, especially in this lighting.
Well,
But
make
so
sure you put
show
them
me-
back in the freezer
Yes.
because it's made completely of coconut oil, so it will melt. But we're gonna go ahead and break it up. What I do is I break it into pieces when the parchment paper comes in handy also. And just break it up into pieces, and then you can throw it
Okay.
in baggies in the
Right.
freezer. So they're
Where's
all
yours?
Where's my one?
I thought this was going to be all mine. Okay.
Nope.
I could probably get sick off the
Try that.
whole thing. So let's try it. No sugar, no dairy, no gluten. So let's see. Mm. Wow. I am with cayenne.
That's delicious.
I don't even taste the cayenne. It's very good. It's melting in my fingers.
It's gonna
though.
settle in after,
Mmm.
like any other spicy
Cayenne
food.
is very good for you. So
Cayenne is great for you.
I think this is a great recipe for anybody. And it's chocolate, and anybody can have it. So anyway, stay tuned for the next time. We are in the kitchen with VWylde,
Mm.
and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cheers.